And today we will talk about the Inception movie and the state transition testing. For those who didn't see the movie and may probably forgot about the actions in the movie, I will show you a 6-second trailer. Okay, that was a 60 seconds trailer for those who probably watched the movie or maybe didn't watch the movie. And I think that you need some additional explanation about what was in the movie. So the idea is there is a guy who can incept the ideas or extract the ideas from anybody's dream. And this guy is like a corporate spy who can get any idea from anybody's mind. And of course, this guy, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, has problems with law. And one beautiful day, he gets a new mission, not to extract some idea from somebody's mind, but otherwise, to put some idea to the mind. And this is the idea to ruin the company that should be put to the mind of CEO. And this guy, Leonardo DiCaprio, in the movie he named Cobb, he has an ability to use a special technology of inception to the dreams. And not only to the dreams, but to multi-level dreams. So the multi-level dreams that used for incept the idea to somebody's mind is some unique ability to this of this guy. And in the movie we have the description of moving this cop, Leonardo DiCaprio, and his team from one level of dream to other ones. The movie is really cult, and that's why on the internet we have a lot of explanation what has happened in the movie and in what order, and particularly what levels of dreams do we have in this movie. So I found two different schemas of the movie on the internet. The left one explains what levels of dream do we have, and what actions have we performed to move from one level of movie to another one. Okay, the first from one level of dream to another one. So the first level of that is described in the movie is a reality. Cope with his team and with the CEO, to whose mind he should incept, are flying in the plane. And to incept to their dreams, they should sleep in the plane. Okay, so the first level is reality, it is a plane. The second level of dream is a van, where DiCaprio with his team found themselves after sleeping in the plane. On this level, it is still impossible to incept the idea because a lot of guards around, and they've got a chase, and they are driving in this van across the city and fall down from the bridge. So the mission is not completed yet on this level. And they should sleep on this level to get to the next level of dream. So they did it. They slept on this level. And then they are moving to the next level, to the deeper level, level number 3, the hotel, where unfortunately it is still impossible to incept the idea. So they are moving to the next level, to the snow fortress. And here it is already possible to incept the idea, but still a lot of guards around, and still a lot of shooting, still a lot of war. So the mission is very hard, still very hard. And one moment they got only a blocker to incept the idea, because the CEO died on this level. And after dying on this level, he got to the last level of dream, named limbo, or infinite level, where everybody gets after dying, when during sleeping, dying in the dream. So this is very short, very simple explanation of the movie. And everything we should know as testers of this movie is that 5 levels of dream, from reality to the last level, limbo. Okay, so what about the state transition, and why our today's webinar named Inception and State Transition? Okay, so let's imagine that we are testers and we should test user scenarios of this movie. So we should test, is it possible to get from one level to another one, deeper and deeper, and to the last level named limbo? Okay. And what should we know to make our testing possible, to make our testing adequate? Probably we should know everything, not about the levels of dreams, but about how to make a transition from one level to another. On this slide, you could see a very simple explanation of the movie from the point of view of a potential tester. So, to simplify everything, we have some objects, And we have some transitions between the objects. The objects are listed in the top, and the objects are that dreams level. We have 1 level of reality, 3 level of dream, real dream, the van, the hotel, and the fortress, and 1 limbo level, or something called dream city that you can see on the scheme on the left of the slide. So 1 limbo level and 3 levels of dream and 1 level of reality. The transitions between the level. The transitions between the levels are very simple when we are talking about moving from the top levels to the bottom ones. To get from reality to the van, you should sleep in reality. To get from the van to the hotel, you should sleep again in the van to get to the hotel. Then you should sleep the second time in the hotel to get to the fortress. And to get from the fortress to the limbo, you should die in the fortress. This is the exception. Because to get to the limbo, you should not sleep, you should die in some of the levels of your dream. Okay, how about the transition back from the bottom levels to the top levels? To get to the reality back, you should die in the limbo, but by moving through all the levels. Let's step a bit back to here, to the transitions, and explain some details about all the special actions to go through the levels, to go back from bottom levels to the top ones. Here, in the explanation of 5 levels of Inception, we could read all that actions. To kick, for example, to kick from limbo to the snow fortress, you should fall up of a building. Okay, fall off a building. Sorry. From the hotel to the van, blows off the elevator, simulating free fall. Okay, so we have all the transition described. And let's step back to this slide. Okay, we listed everything that we should know to test these user scenarios from the movie. We have objects. The objects are reality, the van, the hotel, the fortress, and the limbo. And we have transitions described on this slide. So, and this is the most interesting thing, how to test everything, how to use the state transition diagram to test the user scenarios from the movie. This is the state transition diagram. Let me explain it a bit more detailed. We see here all the objects that are listed on the previous slide. So we have the reality, the van, the hotel, the fortress, and the limbo. All the objects are shown on the state transition diagram as ovals, because this is the rule for drawing the state transition diagram. And the only thing we added here is this circle named start. The start indicates where we should start our user scenarios, where all the process should start. Probably, if we are talking about this particular movie, all the process starts from the plane, starts from the reality, not from the van or hotel or fortress or limbo. So the start should be here. So we drawn all the objects here as ovals. And now, to complete our state transition diagram, we should understand how to get from one state of the object, one state of the dream, to another one. For example, how to get from reality to the when. Reality is a plane, when is the first level of the dream. Probably we should draw the arrow here with the word sleep. This sleep should be a verb on the state transition diagram that describes what user should do to get, or what the system should do to get from this state to this state. Okay, so all our errors with sleep are very simple. We remember that we are moving from here to here by sleeping, from here to here as well, here and here the same, and from fortress to the limbo we should die. This is another action that the user should perform. The errors back from the limbo should themselves, we know it from the diagram from the previous slides. Drop fortress, we know it from previous slide as well. And back, blow up the elevator and fall down the bridge. So what did we get on this state transition diagram? We know everything about our states and about the transitions between the states and about all the actions that our user should perform to get from one state to another one. And this is the beginning of our testing. This is the preparation to test the user scenarios. Because this movie, Inception, is very looks like a real life or like a real system. It is complicated enough, and it has a lot of different conditions, a lot of different actions that users should perform to step further to the second state or to the next state, and it is probably not very easy to understand everything about the movie by just watching it. And of course, it is not very easy to prepare to the probable testing of this movie, of the user actions from this movie. And when we are drawing the state transition diagram, we see everything here. The levels and the errors. Okay, this is the preparation for the testing. And let's imagine the potential situation, the hypothetical situation that you really need to test everything, need to write the test cases for the user actions from this Inception movie. How to use this state transition diagram right now? It is very easy as well, because we already have everything on the diagram. We start from this start point. This is our first step for every test case that we want to describe. And then we are going from error to error. Firstly, user sleeps here and moves from reality to the when, then sleeps again, dies, and goes back to reality. And this is the use case, let's call this business case, from the movie. But what if we wanna test some other scenarios that are not shown in the movie, but potentially possible. So probably we will go not arrow by arrow. We could stop on some level and got back. For example, our mission is not to incept some idea to this CEO, but only to fight with his guards on this level and kill everybody and go back to the reality. For example, this is some preparation mission, and we decided that the inception of the idea will be in some days, for example. So this is our first scenario. We are sleeping and then falling down from the bridge to get back to the reality. So we killed everybody, we fell down from the bridge, and our short mission is completed. This is our first test case that we could get from this state transition diagram. Another one, if we are keeping in mind that we are going from the start, another one, we could sleep here and then here, and we did something in the hotel. If you saw the movie, you probably remember that in the hotel, DiCaprio is talking with the CEO and explained him some points of guardian in the dream. And let's imagine that this is the mission. And to talk to this guy is the successful result. So our test case will be like sleeping here, then here, and then blowing up the elevator and falling down from the bridge back. And we are including to our mission only these three levels. And this is our second test case. And the same with the fortress, without the limbo, and so on. So in real testing, in real life, we of course will have a much more complicated state transition diagram, because here the order is linear. We are going here, then here, then here, and back. But in a real state transition diagram, we can have crossed errors. We can have looped errors. For example, to stay in the van, we should perform some action. And in this case, we will have a looped error here from the van to the van. We could have some additional conditions, how to get from one level to another. We could have some explanation of how many loops could we have. How many times could we loop this error from van to van, for example? If we are talking about the movie, the example could be like to stay on the van level and not to die and not to get to the reality back. We should kill everybody on the van level. We should kill all the guards who are running to you, who are running to our team from every building, from every corner. And if that guards will kill them, they will die. And since they are dying in the dream, they are going back to the reality. So the loop here could be killing the next guard. And we will have this loop till we have some guards who are trying to kill our team. Okay, so my idea is that the state transition diagram shows the real situation, the real system structure, and the real life structure. And it can show the structure of anything. The structure of film, for example, even the Inception, that is very complicated if we are talking about the sense of the film, and probably cannot be got from the first watching of the film. But if we will use the state transition diagram, everything will be clear for us. Everything will be structured. Everything will be shown on the diagram, and every action will be displayed here. Every object or every state of the object will be displayed here, and any complicated system to test could be tested without any gaps. This is my point for today, and thank you for watching, and thank you for joining today's stream. If you have some questions, please write them, and I will try to answer.